Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Bite Size Podcast. I'm putting in this short little intro here just because A, I was too lazy to make an intro song yet, but I plan on getting on that, and B, I just wanted to apologize for the constant meowing because my cat is very dramatic and hates it when I close the door on her. So again, I do apologize for the occasional meowing that will happen across this podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Bite Size Podcast. I am your host, Jacob Schlag. Today, joining me is my first ever guest ever, as someone I knew since I was in 7th grade, and he was 27 years old when he met me. I was 12 years old. A little weird, I will say. Ladies, if you have kids, you want to keep them away from this man because he is my very good friend, Zachary Smith. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. And listen, I just want to clarify something real quick. I was like 19 or 18, one of those ages. you know, I just wanted to put that out there, so it's not, the deficit is not that big of an age difference, So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Zachary Smith is from Houston, Texas. He's been all around the country because his dad and mom were drug dealers, apparently. And he has 4 beautiful children, those whose names I know. He has little Zoe Deschanel, Tyler Jr., Stephanie, and
Gabriella.
Yep. Yeah. And that is his 4 children. He's married. Again, I've known him for a long time. And how did we meet, Clips? What is our revolving friendship? What does it come down to?
Video games.
Video games. And I'm glad you said it and didn't say something else because that would ruin my entire direction I'm going to take this podcast. Wouldn't you say that video games is something you've always loved?
Yeah, dude.
Me too.
Since the age of 3.
Me too. Maybe not 3. I don't remember how old I was because I don't remember things like that. But here's the idea I want to do with you today as my first guest on the Bite Size Podcast. I wanted you to pitch me with your creativity, my creativity and your,
I have a skill.
I guess, but we are going to pitch a video game idea right here, right now.
All right. Okay,
and
let's do it.
That's the idea that I'm going with this. So first, I would like you to start me off with a good universe here.
All right. So, freaking futuristic.
Okay. I like it. Cyberpunk. Okay.
Yeah. Cyberpunk.
Right.
The world.
Okay.
Human population has been wiped out by disease and war.
Which disease?
Ebola.
Okay.
And the species is kind of at a convergent point of being split up between
blacks and whites.
Where I was gonna say robots and humans.
Okay.
I feel like this is already a thing. Anyway.
Okay.
But there's one individual who is he's part robot, part human.
Oh, so the middleman.
Yeah, he's there to bridge the gap.
Oh man, it's like you, but with half black, half white.
Yeah.
And how you bridge the gap.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's really poetic. I can see why this is going to be our protagonist. So this is our universe setup. All right. So it's futuristic. Are we still on Earth? Are we on other planets?
We're on other planets, but
okay.
This particular storyline takes place on Earth.
Okay, right on. Okay. All right. So we have a protagonist, half cyborg, or he's a cyborg essentially, and
cyborg.
Yeah. And he's a lone wolf kind of guy, or
he's a lone wolf. Yes,
right.
You see, he was actually captured as a youngin and taken in, and experiments were done on him.
Wow.
He wasn't really a cyborg by choice.
That sounds like Master Chief to me, but I like the idea. I like the direction you're going here. It's sounds like a fun idea. So this game will take place on multiple planets, though, right?
That's what in the third game, yes.
The third game.
yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean,
What's the
we're
name?
we're
What are you thinking of a title for this game?
Cyberpunk 20. Um, man, I don't know,
Okay.
dude. Let's call it half man, half robot saves the world.
Okay.
Working title.
Half half man, half robot saves the world. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that works. I can. I'm sure that title will catch on eventually
Yeah.
if you say it enough times. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's our hero's motive here? Is he just trying to survive, or does he have a goal?
Uh, well, he's initially trying to survive in the beginning. He kind of wants to stay out of the limelight, because both sides don't really accept him.
Right. Right. He's very
Um,
okay.
mhm. um, but there's a greater threat that threatens both the humanity and the robot side of
Okay.
things. Yeah. And this is where the multiple planet theory, the part of the story comes in.
Right. So
Uh,
we're gonna be fighting in this game. We'll be fighting robots and humans.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, interesting. So he's just kind of like in the middle here, where nowhere is safe for him. Basically, people are kind of like looking at him like I mean, honestly, this is a very you could say a sort of racial tension maybe as
Yeah, yeah. Now there's on each side he has a couple friends here and
uh-huh.
there that he meets along the way of his journey, and they kind of share the same mindset, but
Right.
they can't really put themselves out there like that because it's
Hmm.
they don't want to be outcasted by their own people essentially.
Fascinating. Now this sounds like this could be a real life problem for someone like you in maybe Kentucky, but this is like the whole world is Kentucky.
Yeah, yeah. The whole world
Okay.
is Kentucky.
And I kind of like where this is going. I've always wanted to play someone who's had some racial problems in their life, and this will be this will be an opportunity for me. What kind of game is this? Is this a single player free roaming thing? What we got going on here? What do you?
This is it's a first person
Well,
shooter, but
imagine
it's
that.
open world.
Open world first person shooter.
Open world, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so are we looking like at Fallout here? Like, what are we talking about?
No, faster gameplay, than
Faster.
Fallout.
Okay.
Kind of more along the lines of a let's see what we got here. Probably a Halo, but not as straightforward.
Okay.
There'll be some puzzle elements in there.
Oh boy, puzzle elements.
Yeah,
I
puzzle
love a
elements.
good puzzle element in the game,
Yeah.
as most people do. This sounds like the type of game Kotaku will be raging about. Um,
Very SJW,
very SJW. This game, I think this game's pretty safe. No
Oh,
denying
yeah,
that.
you think so?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, there's probably a subreddit out there that'll probably hate it, but overall, I mean,
Yeah.
4chan might have a heck of a time with it, but other than that, I mean, I'm sure it'll be okay. And once you get past the beast of 4chan, I mean, who do you have to stop you after that?
I mean, you just if you make it through that, it's pretty much like I mean, you're good to go. It's an all clear.
Okay. So let me set the tone here. We are in let's just say just opening scene. Dun,
Mm-hmm.
dun, and there's like some backstory on the screen. I think kind of like how the first Mass Effect did that, right?
Yeah,
You like
and then
that?
pigeons fly up.
Okay, yeah. There's in my
and
head we're in space. Yeah, we're in space.
Oh.
But I like this too. We're on the Earth. But I'm thinking like a deserty setting. Is that okay? Maybe more desert.
I was thinking more of like a dilapidated city.
Okay. There's desert in the background of this dilapidated
Desert
city.
desert in the background.
It's very dry. It's a dry city.
Yeah, in the middle of New Mexico.
And then the pigeon. Pigeons. And then we kind of zoom out to our protagonist, and it kind of zooms out of his eye, and you see his eyes like a little robot, and he's looking down at the city, and maybe he sees something he doesn't like going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he sees a little a person, a woman, and she's getting bullied by some it's a human woman, and she's getting bullied by some robots.
Yeah.
They're not trying to like intentionally hurt her, but they're just trying to like push her around, shove her around.
Yeah. I mean, similar to if you've seen Schindler's List, pretty similar to some scenes from that movie. But anyhow, and then he kind of zooms out, and he kind of looks and he squints a little bit, and then
Mhm.
just all of a sudden whoosh, he takes off, and then a soft violin may come in like dun 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 dun, and then
Mhm.
and then he's jumping from a few building to
Mhm.
building.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's
Or well,
kind of
closer to Titanfall style,
yeah. There we
actually.
go. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just, and then a lot of maybe some zip lining.
No, I don't like zipline.
Oh,
No
okay,
zipline.
okay. He's like jumping down the building, and his
Oh
arm.
well, no, yeah, he can zipline, but he'll use power lines. But I don't want,
Right.
yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
he's like sliding down a pole, and he has like a robotic arm, and that's holding onto the pole as it's sliding down. It's not even phasing him as it like rips through this wooden pole or whatever.
Uh-huh,
Just,
uh-huh.
and he hits the ground just with the. It gets superhero landing where his fist kind of goes into the ground a little bit, and he kind of looks up, and
He's like, hey.
yeah, he's like, hey, hey. He's like, leave her alone. And then
Leave her alone.
the robots turn their head, and they'll say something to you. It's like,
what are you gonna do about it,
"Yeah,
freak?
what are you gonna do about it, Happy?" And then, he's like, "I'm warning you." And then they're like, they kind of ignore the woman, and the woman's like, and she kind of runs away a little bit, and
and
then,
then out the side of his leg, a futuristic AK-47
oh,
kind of
okay,
like
yeah,
emerges.
just and he grabs it with his human hand, and he picks it up and he pulls the trigger with his human hand, and it zooms in on that specifically,
Well,
so that way we
he
know.
has to cock it first.
Oh
Cock
yeah,
it. Yeah, you know,
it's like you asked for this, and then just
just unloads.
yeah, unleashes hellfire upon these robots, upon this group of people who basically were pushing a woman around, and which may seem a little extreme.
It's a little excessive.
Well, we could say the robots maybe pull the gun too. That's what kind of like what police officers do with black people, and that's what it'd be very similar. So we can justify his actions, and and then just the freaking orchestra's going crazy right now as he's lighting up the street, and then just flashes. Is it nighttime? Can it be nighttime?
Yeah, it can be
Okay,
nighttime.
it's nighttime. Yeah, similar to, and then everyone's just all the robots dead on the ground, oil everywhere, and
Yeah, and
the
in the reflection, you start to see the credits of the game.
yeah.
A
And,
Hideo Kojima game.
yeah,
Uh,
Hideo Kojima game, and then that's when nothing's about to make sense for the next 27 hours you play this game, and he'll walk up to the woman, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he'll be like, "Yeah,
Christopher.
He's like, Christopher." yeah, and then it goes dark, and then dun dun, dun and then it's kind of like we're gonna go to opening scene, and then
Yeah.
I think that's
he's Christopher 001.
Yeah, Christopher 001.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that'll be work. That'll be, yeah. I like that. And then it just kind of goes dark, and he kind of escapes into the night. He's back off because he's got to hide from society because they haven't let him in yet. Oh wow, that's pretty good.
That was pretty riveting.
That was a riveting opening story there.
That was pretty good. On the spot too.
I would say so. And and then it kind of gets into some gameplay that's a little underwhelming compared to what you just watched. Kind of like there's some glitches that aren't making sense. You try to do the pole thing, and you just kind of like in the game, like your guy jiggles a little bit, he just falls flat onto the ground. Like you stumble.
You have to carry a backpack around with a dead person on him
for the first 27 minutes of the game. You're falling over, and then it turns out that's actually the next 37 hours of the game, and there's actually no combat at all. I think that'd be a good way to wrap that one up. But honestly, hey, is there like a main villain in this?
I was gonna throw in some aliens.
Okay.
I know. It's what's gonna bridge it's gonna bring everybody together.
Oh, so everyone comes. So it's like Independence Day now.
Yeah, it's like Independence Day.
I like
gonna come
that.
together. The robots are gonna be like, well, we can't just let the aliens take over the freaking Earth, and then the humans are gonna be like, yeah, bro, and then
and then they kiss.
yeah. They. Mm-hmm.
Well, man, I don't know. I mean, this sounds like a heck of a video game pitch, if you ask me. I
Oh,
think
yes, it's
Christopher 001, half man, half robot, saves the world, or whatever we said the name of the movie was, or I mean, game. And honestly, I don't see how this thing could flop. Um, but hey, that's a good pitch right there. Honestly, I think we're set. That's a
yeah,
good way
dude.
to go.
Yeah,
We'll
I
have
mean
to.
that's at least a trilogy right there.
So if you want to see this come into fruition, please go to
Go
either
fund me.
yeah go we might maybe we can kickstart a page on here. Follow me on Twitter at Schlagmaster. Send me your PayPal information. I'm sure we can set something up. Venmo, I do Venmo as well. Whatever you guys need. If you can go to ClipsXD on Twitch and just smash his donate button, and then just I mean, we're not asking for. If I could just get it, if just some generous person is willing to give us million to 2 mil, that's all I'm
Hey, and
asking.
listen, you don't even have to. You don't even have to have a digital wallet. If you want to meet me at the corner, we can. You can just
Yeah,
pass me the cash.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
can get that going too.
We can
If you.
kickstart this thing for sure.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
again,
we can get it. We can.
and again, I would just ask that maybe just one person. We ask too many people for little bounce. I'm just asking one sole person, couple mil. That's it.
Couple mil.
Couple mil. Maybe a nice football player will listen to this.
No.
Couple mil, and we'll get this started. No problem.
We'll get it started.
We'll get it started.
No problem. We'll
If
get
you
a team together.
you want to continue the story of Christopher 001, I just who doesn't? I said
Half
it was
man, half
kickstarted.
robot saves the world.
I think that's a selling point right there. So once again, just follow those steps and complete this. But that'll bring a conclusion to my first episode of the Bite Size Podcast, episode 1, Pitch in the Video Game. Thank you again, Clips, for coming on the show for my very first episode.
Listen, I'm glad I was be able to be a part of the first episode.
I would say this was a great pilot. I can't wait for my second episode, which will involve my friend Manuel, as he will pitch me a rap song. I actually don't know if that's my plan. But until then, thank you for listening, and take care and have a good night.